Understanding is deeper than knowledge. There are many people who know, but very few who understand. Think about this statement and consider this particular statement in context of managing software requirements. It will turn out to be absolutely true and absolutely on the top. Because when it comes to software requirements, everybody know, but very few who understand, including the people who are gonna, implement those software requirements. Software requirements is one of the biggest problem in software development industry. And after working in software development industry for more than 22 years, I was thinking why we need to come up with rules to depict the requirement. Requirements should be or must be intuitive. Only when things are intuitive, it will be helpful for people to understand that, and only when it is helpful for people to understand the requirements, they will be able to implement in the best possible way. Remember, people know, but very few who understand. And to have a quality software, people need to understand, not only know. And that's the precise reason I have created what I call it as Cockpit View Metaphor Technique to depict the software requirements. And I'm going to tell you in this particular video how you can use Cockpit View Metaphor Technique to represent software requirements. But there is no rules. It's only based on intuition. Nothing is wrong. It's only about expanding the horizon of your understanding. So let me go ahead and talk about cockpit view metaphor technique and what is the best way to make use of it. Now, most of you might know that I have created a website called thezerothindex.com, and this particular website is dedicated to counter the anti-patterns of software development. And unfortunately, with software requirements, whatever we are doing today is the biggest anti-pattern. Okay, so after looking into this video, if you want to know more about cockpit view metaphor technique, please go ahead and see this website, because I am going to keep on updating this website as and when more material, more use cases are coming. So here is how the cockpit view metaphor looks like. Cockpit view metaphor, as the name suggests, it's equivalent to seeing the requirements as if we are seeing the landscape from the window of a cockpit of an aeroplane. Okay, so when we see things from 35,000 feet, things will look different. When we come down and see things from 10,000 feet, it will look different. And when we come further down to 1,000 feet, it will look drastically different. And that is the complete idea behind cockpit view metaphor technique. So first point in cockpit view metaphor technique is that there are no rules. What I'm saying is that create requirements which represent three views. What it will look like at 35,000 feet, what it will look like at 10,000 feet, what it will look like at 1,000 feet. So basically what I'm saying over here is that the 35k feet view is the desired look. What is the output of your development, whatever you are doing. Now, many a times people do small development, teams do small development without even understanding about big picture. If you are doing something, any small code change, and if it is not impacting the software, the big picture in any way, however small that is, then you must not be doing that. Everything you do, you must know as a developer, whatever changes you are doing, what is the impact that is going to be there at the final software that is being created, or something which is already there and you are changing some code. The second level is 10,000 feet, and this level is called the building blocks. 35k is the desired look, 10k is the building blocks, and 1k is implementation foundation or details of the implementation. And here is how the hierarchy will look like. One 35,000 feet view will have multiple 10,000 feet views. One 10,000 feet view will have multiple 1,000 feet views. Okay. Now, you want to write 35k, 10k, 1k in the form of user story in the form of, anything else, behaviors, or, in any language, doesn't matter. What you need to communicate in the simplest possible words is that how I am seeing the software when it will be built. Just like, once it will be built, I'll be at 35K feet, and from there, if I look out from my cockpit window, how the things will look like. And you will be surprised to know that it's totally based on individual intuition. There is no further rules. There is no rule saying that this is what you need to do. It's your intuition. You work on it one, two, three, four times. You will be absolutely clear, irrespective of whether somebody is a developer, somebody is a CXO or intermediate middle managers, product program managers. This is a common intuition based language that will communicate the same understanding. Remember, I am quoting the term understanding, not knowing. Same understanding to each and everyone. And this is the simplest possible way to depict software requirement in this planet. Each and every one of us are independent. Each and every one of us are having our own gray matters, and we can decide how the things should and must look like. And that's the reason the simplest possible way of depicting software requirements in this world is Cockpit View Metaphor Technique. Now, there are some added advantages of using this 35K, 10K, and 1K. Now, with 35K, you know that how the desired look of the software will be. Okay, whether you are doing changes in some tech stack, means software will be fast, or you are changing some UI component, you know how the desired look will be. 10,000 feet are building blocks. What are individual things we need to do to build that 35,000 feet views, and 1K is implementation level details. Now, there is one thing I recommend, okay, to follow, but you can come up with your own scheme of things which works for you, but this is something I believe will work for everyone. So, for the 10,000 feet views, make sure that your 10,000 feet views, the testing of those building blocks is the responsibility of your QA team, the quality assurance team, and all the 1,000 feet views is the responsibility of your software developers. So there is a segregation of responsibilities over here, very clear. When I am creating some building blocks, the quality assurance team must look into those building blocks and make sure that those building blocks are working fine. And when you come to 1000 feet views, you have to make sure that each and every 1000 feet views are tested by, certified by software developers. And that's the only way to make sure that everybody knows whatever they are doing, where it is going to impact, what will be the impact, and what all testing we must do to make sure that things are not getting impacted. Believe me, even when you are doing maintenance and if you come up with some change, and if you realize that this change is just a 1K change, you have to assign it to any 10K, some building block, okay, because it is going to impact some building block, and then it is going to impact, the top level desired look. Just like a plane cannot go to 35,000 feet without crossing 10K, similarly for every requirement, at 1K there has to be a 10K, then there will be a 35K, okay. And here is the final look, how it will look like, how I will like it to be arranged. So you can think about your product, which could be a physical product or a logical product. You can define what is the meaning of your product, okay. So you have product backlog items, consider these as requirements. So what I'm saying is that each and every requirement contributes to 135K fit views, okay, one or more. Each 35K fit view will have one or more 10K. Each 10K will have one or more 1K, and each 1K may have one or more task. So whatever task you are doing is not 1K. The idea behind 35K, 10K, 1K is the impact. What, not how. When we declare task, we can create a Jira item saying that we need to go ahead and change this line of code. No, that is how. 35K, 10K, 1K is all about what? What is the impact? What is the output of whatever task we are going to complete? So for task, you should have definition of done. For building blocks, all the 10K, you should have definition of done. If you have that, it gives a very clear understanding on what needs to be tested. Okay, and that's the precise reason I will recommend you to arrange your requirements in this particular way, which I call it Cockpit View Metaphor Technique, where you arrange your requirements, software requirements in 35K, 10K, and 1K views. And these are all about what, not how you are gonna do something. That's the implementation level detail. And believe me, this will give you a common language, common understanding across all your organization. Yes, when you start using it, there might be some questions on okay, what is 35K, 10K, whether we can consider this as 10K or 35K. These questions will come, but there is nothing wrong in that. Okay, not in these questions, not in the things people will come up with over a period of time. You will get understanding what you are comfortable with, what your team is comfortable with calling something as 35K, something as 10K, something as 1K. So go ahead and use this cockpit view metaphor technique, because this is gonna revolutionize the way we look into, we manage, and we communicate software requirements. And this will give one simple intuition based language to everyone within the organization. I do hope and believe that this video was very helpful to all of you, irrespective of your roles in the software development industry. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. We will definitely meet again. Until the next time we meet, good day, goodbye. You take care.